Alright, we're actually getting ready to start the next installment on how to actually add a product to your shop. So from the front page of Festival Shakedown, you're going to go to the shop owner login link right on the left hand side. You're going to put your username and password in. Just click login, and then that's going to bring you right to the main page of your store administration. To actually go through and add a product, it's very similar to how you add a category, except we have a separate link set up. All you're going to do is click on Edit Products, and that's going to bring you to a directory of all your categories. So from last time, you're going to see the same ones we had before: dresses, hoodies, and then the subdirectories, women's and men's hoodies. So all you're going to do is click on the directory or the category that you want to add the product to. In this case, we're going to put something up under dresses. So as soon as you click on the category name that you want to add the product to, it's going to bring you to the add new. Got something that popped up there. Sorry about that. You're going to add the new product to that directory or category, if you will. So I'm going to actually just keep it really basic and just name the product itself called Test 1. So I put the name in right there, and then also, it gives you the option to add images. So I'm just going to put up a couple quick images. Now this is kind of important. If you go in and have only one image, it's just going to have one actual image, which you want to have multiple images, so that way you can show it in a slideshow to give different perspectives of your products. So I'm going to include 2 other images, and again, you always want to add more than one, because if you're just putting up one picture, then that isn't really going to give your buyer an example of what they're actually purchasing. So I put up 3 pictures, and then there's a short description and a long description. Now, the difference between the two is, with the short description, when they're on your main store page, they're just going to see the 1 or 2 sentences for the short description, versus when they actually click on the product, that's when they're going to see the long description. So, I'm going to, again, keep it simple. I'm just going to put Test 2, and then in the long description, Test 3. And I'm going to tell you why in a little bit I'm doing this as different numbers, because I want to show you how the search function works as well from the front end of as if you were a shopper. So we'll just put a price in of $12, and then the manufacturer I'm going to leave blank because it's made handmade stuff, so it doesn't really have a need to be filled out. Download link, weight, rank, all that I'm going to leave blank. Active, yes or no. This is, whether or not you want it to be shown within your store. So, of course, we're going to say yes. Maximum items, I'm only going to put 1, because if it's a one-of-a-kind item. If there's 2 or 3, if you have multiple t-shirts, then you can, of course, put more than 1. Handling fee is actually where you're going to put the shipping cost in. So, for this item, I'm just going to call it $6.95. And then the global category. This is different than the category that is in your shop. When you create a category in your shop, that's what your products are going to be listed under. What the global category is if someone is going to, if they're going to be on the front page of Festival Shakedown, you're going to see on the left-hand side, they can sort the products by the category. So let's just say, for example, I was going to be listing something under my dresses category in my shop. Under the main category of the whole site, it's going to be listed under clothing. So we want to give the shoppers an opportunity to see all the clothing items with the clothing items and all the glass items with the glass items. And that's it. You just hit add. And then, as soon as you hit add, it's going to take a second because we're uploading some pictures. You see, the text right there. It says the new product has been added successfully. I'm going to log out for a second just to, give you a quick glimpse of what it looks like from the front end, if someone was coming through and shopping. Now, right here on the main page, if we were to go to clothing, down in the bottom left-hand side, our product test would be included under there. So we just go over here, and now we see the product test for $12 listed. So let's go back to the main page now, and from the main page we're just going to type in the word test 1 because that was the product name. And then you're going to see test 1 came up in the results. So product name, does come up under the product search. Test 2, you're going to see test 2 came up as well with the same product because the short description comes up under the product search. And then test 3, which in turn comes up with the search result for the same product. So the product search from the main page is going to not only search the name, the short description, and the long description, so you can use multiple different words that you feel that a shopper might be shopping, be looking for jewelry or specific names within that type of jewelry, is going to give them a decent idea as to how to be able to find your items. I'm going to go back on the back end real quick and just give you an idea. For edit products, you're going to see once you click on edit products, this was how we added our new product, but you can also manage your products from there as well. Right now you see the category dresses, and then you have test 1, which is listed under there. If you click on the product name itself, you're going to see that, here's all the images that have been uploaded, the short description, the long description, the price, the shipping. All of these items are actually, modifiable, so you can go back and change them at any point just by clicking on Edit Products and clicking on the product name. You can go in and change the pictures. You can delete them just by clicking on the X right next to it. You could change the description, you could change the shipping, or the price of your item, and then you would just click Save on the bottom to make those changes. And that's pretty much it. That's how you manage your products within the store. If you wanted to actually completely delete your product off, let's say you sold an item and you no longer want it listed on here, that's really easy to do as well. When you're on the Edit Products, you just click Edit Products, and then you click on the category name, dresses, and then you're going to scroll down and you're going to see all the items that are listed under the dresses category. All you're going to do is put a checkbox in the delete button, and then you click delete right over here. And then now you no longer have the product listed under dresses. So that is completely gone at this point. If you go back to edit products, you're going to see that there are no products under this category. Alright, that's about it, and I look forward to putting together the next video to show you how to manage your shop. Thanks.